When you think of luxury watches, names like Rolex, Patek Philippe, or Audemars Piguet might come to mind. But there's one brand that sits on a league of its own, Jacob & Company, known for its outrageous designs, multi-million-dollar price tags, and the fact that billionaires and celebrities can't seem to get enough of them. But what makes these watches so insanely expensive? Is it just diamonds and hype, or is there something deeper going on? Stay tuned, because in this video we're breaking down exactly why Jacob & Co. watches cost millions, and why the ultra-rich are obsessed with them. To understand why Jacob & Co. watches are expensive, you first need to know the man behind the empire, Jacob Arabo. Born in Uzbekistan, Jacob immigrated to the United States as a teenager. By the 1980s, he was designing jewelry in New York City, creating bold, diamond-studded pieces that quickly caught the attention of rappers, athletes, and Hollywood celebrities. He was soon nicknamed Jacob the Jeweler, the go-to craftsman for the world's wealthiest entertainers. But Jacob wasn't satisfied with jewelry alone. In 2002, he launched Jacob & Co. watches, bringing the same larger-than-life energy from hip-hop culture into high horology. Unlike Swiss brands that follow tradition, Jacob wanted to break it. And that boldness is the first key reason his watches are so expensive. Jacob & Co. watches aren't just timepieces. They're miniature works of art, built to shock and awe. Take the Astronomia Tourbillon, for example. It's not a simple dial with hands. It's a rotating solar system inside your wrist. You've got a tiny spinning globe, a 288-facet diamond moon, and a triple-axis tourbillon dancing in space, all under a giant domed sapphire crystal. This isn't subtle luxury, it's luxury as theater. Every Jacob & Co. watch is designed to grab attention, spark conversations, and scream wealth. That kind of design philosophy is rare, and it's one of the main reasons these watches command multi-million-dollar prices. Of course, part of the price comes down to materials. Jacob & Co. uses the most extravagant gemstones available. The Billionaire Watch is a perfect example. 260 carats of emerald-cut diamonds covering every inch of the case and bracelet. Price tag? Around $18 million. But it's not just about slapping diamonds onto a watch. Jacob's team spends months sourcing perfectly matched stones, identical in color, clarity, and cut. Something that only the world's richest collectors can afford. This level of gemstone work isn't typical in traditional Swiss watchmaking, and it's a huge factor in driving prices sky high. But Jacob & Co. isn't all show. Beneath the diamonds lies some of the most complex watchmaking in the world. Their pieces are made in Switzerland, with master watchmakers engineering mechanisms that rival any Patek Philippe or Richard Mille. Take the Astronomia Casino, a watch with a fully functional roulette wheel built inside, or the Opera Godfather watch, which plays the actual Godfather theme on miniature music box cylinders. These watches aren't just jewelry, they're mechanical marvels, pushing the limits of what's possible on the wrist. And that R&D, that innovation, costs millions. Here's another reason Jacob & Co. watches are so expensive: exclusivity. Most Jacob & Co. watches are limited editions, sometimes just a handful of pieces worldwide. That means if you buy one, you're entering an ultra-exclusive club of billionaires, royalty, and A-list celebrities. For the ultra-rich, money isn't the issue. It's about owning something that no one else has. Scarcity equals value, and Jacob & Co. has mastered that game. Jacob & Co. didn't just rely on craftsmanship. They tapped into culture. From the 90s hip-hop scene to today's football superstars, Jacob's watches have been embraced by the icons of wealth and power. Cristiano Ronaldo famously owns the $1.5 million Jacob & Co. Caviar Tourbillon, while Jay-Z, Drake, and even billionaires from the Middle East have been spotted with Jacob & Co. pieces. When the world's most influential celebrities wear a brand, it doesn't just become a product. It becomes a status symbol. And for the ultra-rich, status is priceless. Unlike conservative Swiss brands, Jacob & Co. is loud, bold, and theatrical in its marketing. They launch watches on yachts in Monaco, unveil them at Cannes Film Festival, and collaborate with brands like Bugatti to create engine-powered watches with miniature moving pistons. This creates a spectacle of luxury, a fantasy world that billionaires want to buy into. Jacob doesn't just sell watches. He sells dreams, extravagance, and the idea of living above everyone else. For the ultra-rich, a Jacob & Co. watch is not about telling time. It's about telling the world who you are. It's the same reason billionaires buy yachts, private jets, or rare art. These watches are trophies, symbols of having conquered wealth at the highest level. In a way, the price itself is the luxury, because if it costs millions and you can afford it, that's proof that you've made it. Of course, not everyone agrees. Traditional watch collectors often criticize Jacob & Co., saying it's more about diamonds and celebrity hype than true watchmaking. But here's the truth: Jacob & Co. combines both worlds. Yes, the brand thrives on extravagance and cultural clout, but behind the bling lies genuine Swiss horological innovation that very few brands dare to attempt. And that fusion of bling and brains is what makes Jacob & Co. so unique and so expensive. So why are Jacob & Co. watches so expensive? Because they're not just watches. They're art pieces, engineering marvels, cultural icons, and status trophies, all rolled into one. For billionaires, the price tag isn't the point. The point is that these watches represent imagination, extravagance, and exclusivity. And in the world of the ultra-rich, that's worth millions. Would you ever spend millions on a watch if you had the money? Or would you stick to something more classic? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into luxury, make sure to subscribe for more stories about the world's most expensive things.